There is this expectation set that hormonally it's going to be a natural wave of love that you feel for this baby. And I have to say, I didn't have that either.
Yeah.
And I also had a traumatic first birth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'd lost a lot of blood. I was exhausted. And looking back, I was traumatized from it. I don't think I experienced postnatal depression, but I definitely asked myself that question of why is this right? Because and they don't do anything. They don't.
No.
they just they're so dependent on you.
Yeah.
You have all of these physical changes in your body. You're recovering from a trauma physically and mentally. Your whole life is thrown upside down, and you also have this massive, massive duty to this thing that's brand new. You've never met them before.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about them. They're not, you know, they don't even smile at you for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I feel the same as you. And I think that's important to say. I had a massive sense of duty and responsibility to care for this baby.
Absolutely.
But I didn't fall in love with them. And I actually think I fall in love with my children more every day because I get to know them better.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you with that.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing to hear the honesty because I think so many women experience similar, but we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We just...
Yeah, you don't sit around with new mums, you know, NCT or whatever it might be and say, I'm not sure if I love my baby. Do you love your baby? That's not a conversation that happened. And I was so lucky with my mum friends, but we definitely weren't having that conversation. And actually, we were just in survival mode.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it. We were just, you know, fueled on caffeine, eating lots of cake and just talking about the practical, you know, how the hell do you do this? And how do you get that yellow stain out of this baby grow? And it was all of that, which was important, but it's not getting really into the nitty gritty of that emotional side.
Yeah. And I think there was something about like, if I admit, and I think my husband could see that I was struggling a bit, but I thought if I admit that this is how I feel, then I'm failing as a mum. Like I am failing as a mum if I'm not just managing and just coping. And, you know, those sorts of thoughts, they've come into my mind, gosh, on and off over the past 7 years for different reasons. You know, which I think a lot of other women experience that at times too. So that's, I feel, really important to talk about as well. You know, and then you have that year off, don't you? And then if you choose to, you're back into work. And, you know, it was a year of very up and down, you know, of not feeling good in myself, just starting to pick up, thrown back into NHS work life. And I went back into a job and a service that was new. I changed jobs to fit around now being a mum. So it wasn't going to work, the services I was working in before, because of the hours and the demands. And I would stay extra if I needed to because I didn't have anybody at home depending on me, didn't need to do a pickup.
Exactly.
I could travel a little bit further because it was about half an hour, 45 minutes away, depending on traffic. And I made the decision, even though I love that service, to move because it fit around my family life. And it was honestly the worst decision I've ever made for my
I didn't expect to say
career.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, and the reason why, absolutely brilliant being closer to home, 7 minutes away, practically it worked. I could pick my child up. It wasn't too far from nursery or from grandparents, depending on where he was. But I still had those parts of me that really wanted to do well at work. I wanted to excel in my career. I had a fear of people thinking I wasn't capable if I couldn't do my job well. And I wasn't able to do my job in a way that felt morally, sometimes ethically right in this service. It was really, really tricky. I was trying to be a psychologist, but expected to do roles that didn't fall under psychology.
Okay. So you were stretched as well.
I was stretched, yeah. I was stretched and asked to do things that felt very out of my skills and knowledge. It's so hard because I wasn't happy at work, and that rippled. I wasn't happy at home.